The plane descends over turquoise waters shimmering under the Thai sun. Below, the island of Phuket looks calm, quiet, and impossibly beautiful, but that calm is just the surface. Western travelers step off the plane expecting beaches and coconuts, unaware that when the sun sets, this paradise transforms into one of Asia's wildest party zones. Patong Beach, by day, is all sunscreen, jet skis, and lazy swims. By night, it becomes a magnet for energy, the kind that never really dies, only changes form. The transformation starts around sunset. Beachfront vendors swap swimsuits for beer towers, music creeps out of open bars, and the smell of grilled seafood mixes with the salty air. Men from London, Sydney, Los Angeles, and Berlin walk the streets with wide eyes. They came for vacation, but they've stepped into something closer to a movie scene. By 8 p.m., Patong hums like a living engine. Tuk-tuks line up with flashing LEDs, speakers blasting remixes of 80s hits as drivers shout offers for rides to Bangla Road. For Western visitors, it's overwhelming at first. The sheer noise, the smells, the brightness, it hits all five senses at once. Bangla Road stands at the center of it all, a single street that defines Phuket's nightlife. It's both infamous and irresistible. As night falls, the signs light up like fire. Bars spill onto the sidewalks, music pours into the air, and a current of humanity flows down the street like a river of energy. A group of Australians cheer as they lift their beers. A couple from Germany film everything on their phones. A group of Americans shout over the music, half laughing, half dazed by the chaos. It's Bangkok's Nana Plaza turned inside out, louder, brighter, more chaotic, and somehow more carefree. For Western men aged 25 to 44, this is pure sensory overload. A place where adult freedom meets tropical warmth and nobody seems to be watching the clock. The drinks are cheap, the smiles are everywhere, and the energy is contagious. It's impossible not to feel part of something. An English backpacker yells to his mate, "Vegas could never pull this off." They clink bottles and vanish into a bar glowing blue and pink. Every few meters, a different rhythm plays. Rock, hip-hop, house, reggae, every bar fighting to be louder than the one next to it. You walk past a street performer breathing fire, a woman selling glow bracelets, and a bartender dancing on a counter with sparklers in both hands. This is the chaos that Western men secretly crave, not organized fun, but spontaneous, unpredictable, unfiltered life. At the center of Bangla, giant screens flash club logos and drink promos. Faces glow in neon, and laughter echoes down the block. A Canadian tourist tries to FaceTime his friends back home. "You have to see this," he shouts over the noise. It's like Times Square met Ibiza and got drunk. As the night deepens, the crowd thickens. Locals, expats, and travelers blend together until you can't tell who's who. Bangla Road in 2025 feels both old and new, familiar to those who've been before, but upgraded with LED signs, international DJs, and air-conditioned mega clubs. Westerners drift from street bars to high-end clubs with ease. One minute you're sipping beer on a plastic stool, the next you're walking into a sound system that shakes your chest. The freedom of it all is the hook. There's no pretense, no dress code, no judgment. Just music, smiles, and sweat. A group of Western men in their 30s share a moment of disbelief. "Can you believe this costs less than one round in London?" One laughs. Phuket's nightlife delivers the one thing modern Western cities forgot: genuine fun without a mortgage attached. The air is thick with heat and humidity, but no one cares. Shirts stick to skin, glasses clink, and every step forward feels like diving deeper into a dream. Behind the chaos, the Thai rhythm remains calm and welcoming. The bartenders laugh, the street vendors hustle, and the tuk-tuk drivers nod like old friends. The further you go down Bangla, the more extreme it gets. Music collides, colors blur, and strangers become drinking buddies within minutes. Western travelers often talk about finding themselves in Southeast Asia. But in Bangla, they usually lose themselves first. And that's part of the magic. Here, the stress of Western life, bills, deadlines, traffic, evaporates under the glow of neon and beer foam. A man from California raises his drink and shouts into the air, "I don't even care what time it is." The crowd cheers with him, a collective exhale from the modern world. As midnight approaches, the pulse of the street reaches its peak. The lights flash faster, the music grows heavier, and every face seems caught in a loop of laughter. Western men dance without shame. Solo travelers join strangers, small groups merge, and for a few hours, everyone becomes part of the same reckless tribe. Cameras flash, drinks spill, Voices shout. This is what Phuket has always promised, a night that burns bright and refuses to fade quietly. For those watching on TV, the visuals tell the story better than words. The moving lights, the humid haze, the smiles, it's cinematic chaos. Even through a screen, you can almost smell the smoke and hear the thump of the bass. You can imagine yourself there, under the glow of 1,000 colors. At the edge of Bangla, a quieter rhythm emerges. A rooftop bar plays jazz while the street below roars. Here, Western travelers catch their breath. They lean on railings, sip cold drinks, and look down at the storm they just danced through. A man from Toronto laughs softly. I came here to relax, he says. That didn't happen, and I don't regret it. The camera pans across Patong Beach, moonlit waves rolling in, the city lights behind them reflecting like liquid fire. For many Western men, this mix of chaos and beauty is what keeps them coming back. It's freedom wrapped in spectacle. And as the night keeps climbing, the feeling of belonging grows stronger. The sense that, for once, life doesn't have to be serious. The West might have comfort, but Thailand has energy, and Phuket delivers it by the gallon. For now, the night belongs to the men who came searching for a good time and found something unforgettable instead. Bangla Road hums, the drinks keep pouring, and somewhere above it all, a DJ yells into the mic, Phuket, are you ready? The deeper the night goes, the louder Phuket gets. Somewhere between the pounding bass and the crash of distant waves, the island slips into full gear. Bangla Road becomes an electric storm of color and sound. Every bar has its own playlist, its own crowd, its own rhythm that blends into one giant heartbeat. A group of Western men dance in the street, their shirts half unbuttoned, beer bottles raised like trophies. The heat sticks to their skin, and they don't care, this is the moment they came for. A Scottish tourist yells over the music, it's like the world forgot to turn off the lights. His friend nods, laughing as fireworks burst above Patong Beach. Every few meters another story unfolds. An American ex-soldier leans against a bar counter talking to a DJ from Poland. A Canadian couple sits at a curbside stool sharing noodles and laughing into the night. The camera follows them down the road, through clouds of smoke and flashes of color. Every step forward feels like walking deeper into a dream. One bar advertises 2-for-1 cocktails, another blasts techno so hard the pavement vibrates. A third offers silent disco headphones, where Westerners dance in glowing silence beneath the roar. It's chaotic, but the kind of chaos that makes sense only here. In Phuket, you don't plan a night, the night plans you. A man from Los Angeles leans into the camera, sweat dripping from his forehead. Back home, this would have cost me a fortune. Here, it's just life. Street food smoke curls through the air, grilled squid, spicy pork, sizzling pad thai on hot woks. You can drink, eat, dance, and still have money left for tomorrow. Western viewers watching from home can feel it through the screen. The mix of heat, light, and sound hits like adrenaline. A barmaid pours a drink, flashes a smile, and says, "Welcome to Phuket." It sounds like an invitation and a challenge at the same time. Further down Bangla, things take a cinematic turn. The lights dim, the bass slows, and live bands take over small pubs with guitars and laughter. Western travelers sway to acoustic covers of 90s songs. A Brit sings along softly, eyes closed, lost in nostalgia and neon haze. On rooftops, the mood changes. High above the chaos, lounges glow gold under string lights, offering a rare pause in the madness. A group of Western men sip cocktails, looking down at the sea of color below. It's like watching fire from the clouds, one of them says quietly. From up here, Patong looks endless. Motorbikes crawl through the crowd like sparks, and the surf glitters silver under the moon. The contrast is hypnotic, raw chaos below, calm elegance above. Phuket somehow gives both without apology. By 2 a.m., the beach calls. The clubs thin out, and the waves take over as the city's soundtrack. Western travelers wander barefoot through the sand, still carrying half-finished drinks. The air is thick with salt and laughter. Lanterns rise into the night sky, glowing orange against the dark. Some carry wishes, others just float aimlessly, a quiet counterpoint to the madness behind them. A German tourist crouches near the waterline, shoes in hand, whispering, "This is the best night of my life." Around him, hundreds of others seem to feel the same. Vendors stroll by with coolers, selling beers for $1. The beach becomes an unplanned after-party stretching for miles. Groups of Western men talk to strangers who quickly become friends. Nationalities blur, and everyone speaks the same language of freedom. A DJ drags speakers onto the sand, And within minutes a spontaneous rave begins. The waves crash in rhythm with the beat. The camera pans wide, 1,000 silhouettes moving under starlight, laughter mixing with music and sea breeze. For men watching from home on massive TV screens, it's a siren call. This is the life they imagine while scrolling through social feeds on rainy nights back west. Phuket isn't subtle. It's loud, unapologetic, and full of life. That's exactly why Western men fall for it. The cost of a night like this barely dents the wallet. But the memories? They feel priceless. By 3 a.m., Bangla Road begins to wind down, but never really sleeps. Bars close one by one, and yet the noise lingers like an echo. Street cleaners sweep confetti and bottle caps into piles while tuk-tuks still circle, searching for one more fare. Western travelers weave through the aftermath, laughing about things they'll barely remember tomorrow. A group of Aussies stumble out of a bar singing. A Frenchman films them, promising to send it to his mates back home. Even exhaustion feels like part of the experience. Sweat-soaked shirts, sandy feet, and grins that refuse to fade. As dawn nears, Patong softens. The neon fades, the sky blushes pink, and the nightlife melts into morning calm. Men sit quietly on the sand, watching the first sunlight touch the water. The sound of the ocean replaces the bass line of the night. One American traveler shakes his head, smiling. You don't recover from a night like this, you just remember it. The final shots linger on empty bottles glinting in sunrise and the slow return of peace to the island. For Western audiences watching from home, it's not just entertainment, it's temptation. Phuket in 2025 reminds them that life can still be spontaneous, electric, and wild. That there are places where time slows down and energy speeds up. Bangla Road and Patong Beach don't just throw parties, they rewrite the rules of what a night out can be. And as the final wave hits the shore, the truth sinks in. For Western men chasing freedom, this island doesn't offer escape, it offers permission. Permission to feel alive again. Permission to forget the world, even if just for a night. The sun rises over Phuket, and the city exhales. The party ends not with silence, but with satisfaction. Because in 2025, this is still the wildest corner of Thailand, and for those who've been here, no other nightlife will ever compare.